my channel and to Bind It All Tuesday. Oh, I'm very excited about this one, and I have some plans. I have plans. So I've been playing. We're doing, Suzanne and I are working with the chain stitch binding. And so I've been playing. So I did one with some lace on the background. And it was okay. You can see the chains. I like it. It's not too tricky. It does the job. It gives you a nice binding in here, and as you can see, I had to add more thread because I didn't have enough, so we're not going to do that today. But it can be done just by tying a knot and slipping it under the stitch and hiding, kind of sort of hiding it. And then I have another knot back here. Or is it here? I don't know. Not there, not there, and not there. Not. And then I thought I would get kind of really creative. And I thought, you know, in technicality, this is not using chain stitch binding because I haven't bound anything in there. But it was by practicing stitches to do the chain stitch to make sure that I had the system down right, the routine, whatever. So I turned it into a spine, which looks like I have done the beautiful chain stitch binding, but as I just showed you, I have not. So let's do it for real this time, shall we? So the very first thing that I did was I grabbed myself a template, and I did this one in 1/2 inch measurements. This one here I did in 3/8 measurements. Nope. The other one, the fake one, that's one I did 3/8. This is 1/2 inch, and this one here is 3/8 measurement. So I kind of like the 1/2 inch, but you can go up to, like, you can go to 1 inch, 1.5 inches. Just means that your chains are going to be much larger and less stitching. So it's a win-win. So as I do with anything that needs lines, that I want my lines straight, I use lines as my template. So I cut a piece. This here is my box from some washi tape, beautiful washi tape, which, you know, it's gorgeous, which is going to, some of this washi tape is going to go into this little booklet when I'm done. But I wanted the, I wanted this. So, because I thought the spine is good, this nice little size, kind of matches my little needle book a little bit, doesn't it? So anyways, then what I did was I cut this piece. I have 4 spines that or 4 signatures I'm going to put in there. So I wanted 4 lines. So I cut it to fit, and I can't show you because I have it covered, but I cut it to fit this way here. So as wide as my book spine. And then I took these 4 and I made this outside and this outside equal so that it would fit in my spine. And then what I did was I glued this paper over top of it and glued it in place so that I could have a pretty and not the lines. Before I glued it in place, however, I marked it all and I punched it all. So my book is now ready to go. Then what I did was I punched my books, my signatures. So we are ready to go. So I'm going to move that. Now I'm going to go into my little needle book that I made the other day, and I am going to grab my needle. I have never used a little needle book before, but I'm telling you, this is a cutie patootie and I quite enjoy it. I've used it quite a bit. So I'm going to do the same thing that we do when we're doing sewing in a signature. I'm going to go 3 times because I'm just going to. I don't want to run out. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to just give it a little dab more, and hopefully I don't run out with just one stitch to go. So let's cut it there. And because of my needle head and because of what I want to do with it, I'm going to split this. I split the other one, this, into just two, so three threads each. And I don't know, I'm really new at this, working with this kind of thing. So if there's an easier way to do this, please put it in the comments. Don't want it to get knotted up. There we go. And we're going to save that for later. This one for later. And we're going to use this one now. Okay. This is always the fun part. I seen something, I ordered it, and it makes threading a needle simple, simple, simple. So I'm going to take I'm going to work backwards because I always find it easier to work backwards, back to front. So I've got my signature secured, and I'm going to go in this top hole. Once I make a knot, remember the process, so make a knot in here. There we go. I'm going to make it a double knot just because I don't want to worry about it pulling through. There we go. All right, so we're going to go through our first signature and into our first hole. And now this is where I'm going to do something that I have not done before. And am I going to do it on? Yes, I am. So what I want to do is I want to attempt to put these little guys in here because I thought that would just add to each of them, of the chains. I thought it would just add something pretty. And then we're going to go back through that same hole and in through this same hole here, trying not to catch the thread. There we go. Now we want to leave this loop here. And so we're going to go through the next hole. And this is awkward now, and it always will be for the first, because I'm holding it or trying, I don't know, I'm just doing it awkward. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go through the second hole. It's always, the first one is always the hard one to get it the right way. And of course I added something a little more difficult to it, didn't I? Okay, so I want my loop. So I'm just going to go through here. And now I can tie this down straight. Tie it down straight. I can tighten this. I don't know if that's going to work or not. I have smaller beads, but... So now I'm just going to go through the same hole with any bit of luck. There we go. Okay. Now it gets easy. I wish I could fit smaller beads in there. That would be so pretty. Okay, so down through the next hole. Out, out, don't poke your finger. Ow, ow. Okay, then we just want to go through this, but we're not going, we're going underneath both stitches there, underneath. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to put this here where we go back through the same stitch. Wouldn't this look pretty with little pearls? Oh, it's so pretty. And And then we're just going to go back through that same hole. And back, oh, we need a little crooked. Don't poke your finger. There we go. And pull it snug. There we go. Pull it snug. And we're going to do the same thing. Through. Through. And through. It kind of, well, it does show the chain, but I see what's happened. This is, oh, well, you know, that's not such a bad thing, maybe. Let's see. I might give this up. We'll see. Easy to find the little hole. There it is. Okay. And then back through here. Back through the same hole. And done. Now, do I like that? Do you like that? It hides the chain, doesn't it? But it adds something interest to it, though, doesn't it? Well, you started it now, so just go with it. Just go with the flow. Maybe we'll just do it on the outside ones. We won't do it on the inside ones. Maybe that. Okay. So, let's get through here and through the next hole. And don't do that, because then you have to rethread the needle. Yeah, I think my beads need to be smaller, I think. But the smaller the bead, the smaller your needle has to be. And, well, I don't think I have those small needles. So I'm just going to go back through. And then I'm going to do this, and then back through our original hole. There we go. You know, it's kind of growing on me. What do you guys think? Just do it and see how it looks like when it's done. If it looks good, do it again. If it doesn't look good, don't ever do it again. So we're going to go back through our next hole. Okay, so mental note, I did what, 3 times? Let's do it a little longer the next one so that we're not doing this all the time. Oops, don't want to do one at a time. Come on. There we go. Okay. Watch your thread there. Let's pull it in there. There we go. There we go. Okay. So through this hole, underneath. And I don't know, honestly, if it makes a difference to go the same direction or not. I'm not certain. But that's what I'm doing. And then back through our same hole. And then through this one. Oh. Doesn't want to locate. There you are. Come on. I'm just locating it. There we go. Through. And let's do a copper one here. So I think the next one I'm going to do without the beads, so it goes a little speedier. Why don't you want to get through there? There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing with our last hole. Now you could somehow, no, you have to stop and start. We'll just get this through here. Come on, there you go. Right there. Oh, there we go. And see, yeah, this 3 times, it needs to be more. And we're just going to, what color don't we have? Let's do a brass one here, or gold, or whatever it is. And we may have done 2 the same color. Nope, okay. Now, to carefully get this back in here, part of the problem, too, is that the needle is quite long. Oops. So I'm holding very carefully onto the edge of my thread there, end of my thread, because I don't want it to go through now. I do not want to rethread this needle. Okay, come on now. It's not letting me find it. Come on. I know you're there. Okay, let's go through here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, so this is where you can, and this is how we're going to have to do it. So I'm going to have to tie a knot there and not do it. I'd like to slip it underneath there, but so I'm just going to take and split these again and tie a knot. Maybe I'm going to split them again. There we go. There we go. Okay. It's a little easier for me to get a knot down in there when I do the split instead of trying to. All right. There we go. Did not get a knot. Okay. All right. My goodness. Okay, you can do this. Let's twist it up here too far. There we go. Okay. Okay, half of the video is going to be me tying a knot. This is splitting on me, so let's try it this way. Okay. Fast forward me. Okay. Did we get one? Did we? Yes, we did. Don't lose it. Oh my goodness. That was a job and a half, wasn't it? Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like that. That's all I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to do. So let's get these out of the way. Like so. Yeah, this one should have been much tighter. Mental note. Okay, I'm not going to use that string because I know it's too short. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and lots. There we go. And I can't get 3, a full yarn piece of floss into that needle head. So we have to divide it. And that's 2, and that's 3. 3, 3? Yeah. As I start working more with this stuff, I'm probably going to find all the little tricks and such to make it work properly for me, aren't I? Let's hope. Okay, so this one we're just going to take and not do the beads. Oh my goodness. Is this one of the easier ones to do that we've done so far? No. Once you get your string and everything in there and you get going on it, then it does seem a little easier, but it's a little tedious, I think. Okay, so make 1 knot, 2 knots. Okay, we're back in business. That's fine. Number 2 and the top. No, we're doing number 3 in the top. Well, those ones I did not mark. Whatever. Okay. And that's the top. And that's the top. Okay. So we're going to start here. And we're again going in through the top hole, out. If we did a proper knot, perfect. Back through the same hole. I know some do, I've seen some where they do make 2 holes on the top, and you can do that too, but 1 hole works once you get it. You can also take, if you are worried about your losing your loop, then you can also take and put a pin in there or something to hold it. And me, I'm going to just go up here like so. And then we're going to go through our next hole and through here. There we go. Now I got a really big loop, and I'm okay with that. Whoops, sorry. I just sent you on a roller coaster ride. Okay, and then we're just going to go through this loop and down. And I suppose that if you did that second hole, then that first loop might be tighter, is what I'm guessing. So we're going down into, what did I do? Yeah. No. Yeah. No, that's just got to go through the same hole. Yeah. Back through the same hole. Oh, almost blew it up, and you guys are probably saying, no, 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 you're going to go back through the same hole. Okay, back through the same hole. When you're going back from outside to inside, you need to go through the same hole. Outside, you're going to the new hole. Does that make sense? When you're inside, you're going to the new hole. When you're outside, you're going back through the hole. That maybe made sense. Maybe I'll do these two with some beads. Kind of keep some consistency. Okay, and we went through, we went underneath, and back through the same hole. Yeah. So now that's given us a little bit more of a chain stitch there. I would suggest, when doing this for the first couple times, stay away from patterns, unless you're used to this kind of stuff, but stay away from patterns, stay away from using same materials, same threads, because this might just be a little easier for you. I'm going to grab one of these. You know, we started it, might as well add some more, and back through that same hole. I can see you coming up through there. Oop. There we go. And we're just going to find that hole. And you can see, I know you can't see what I'm seeing, but as you're stitching them in, you can find where the hole is when you look in between there. Okay, let's add this one here. And then back through our same hole. See, once you get a rhythm for it, it's pretty easy. Come on. There we go. And I think we'll do one more bead in there, just to kind of give it a little. See, maybe here now you can see more of what I'm looking at. When I go through this hole here, I'm looking to see where I have to go. Oh, there's Charlie at the door going, oh, she's got that door closed again. So Charlie has, for probably his whole life, has had ear issues. He's a black lab mixed with a Great Pyrenees. And of course, labs are famous for their ear issues. And we have just spent the past month and a half trying to get his ears cleaned up. And it's been expensive. So my question is, has anybody tried those probiotic chewables? Probiotic chewables for dogs that I'm looking at Petco Lab, I think it's called. They advertise them. And, you know, they're pricey, but when I look at how much I have spent in this last month on dog ear stuff and vet bills and all that kind of stuff, I'm really wondering if they actually work. I think I'm going to leave, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, yeah, we're gonna leave this one. And just go right back into our same hole. I'm looking to see if somebody has any that has been using them and if they work or not. So if you're a dog owner and you've been trying them, and you let me know if they work or not, or what you find works. Because we do this once a year, every year, and he is now 11 years old. So we've been doing it for at least 10 years, every year. And this year has been really pricey and really hard to get rid of. So he's starting to build up an immunity, I guess we'll call it, to all of the stuff that we've been giving him. Okay, why do you not? Just cooperate here. Just cooperate, come on. This is what I find tedious about it, is going back through the hole, the original hole, when you go back through it. And when you do it just on material, like I showed you that first one, it's quite simple. And it's not, it's this here trying to get through these papers and oh, I'm gonna miss it. Whatever. There we go. That little bit not gonna matter, I don't think. Oh, maybe it does. Okay, so anyways, hand stitching it, much easier. Doing it as doing the stitching and gluing it on, easy peasy. This, trickier for me. And then we're just going to go through here and do it the way we should have been able to do this one. Okay, so now that we have lots of thread here, no worries. Then what you do when you come to the end is you go through just like you're making a knot in sewing and back through. That's not what I wanted to do. But anyways, that's what I did. There we go, nice and tight. Okay, I will rethread my needle and we will do that second knot. Okay, back through. Don't lose your thread in there. And then you see our hoop. We're just going to go through that and do a nice little knot. There we go. And then you can, if you wanted to, you can take and tuck it under like that and then snip it close. That makes it nice and clean. Okay. And now I think what we're going to do is we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do, yeah, boy, if I would have, oh, you know, you can do a design in here and that would be just so pretty. Hopefully this is the one. I got 2 different ones going here. Let's hope this is the one. Okay. After a while, that's one thing I find is my eyes go boogie boogie. So a needle threader for me is the next thing that's on my list to things to get. And I found one from Temu. I haven't ordered it yet. It's in my basket. But you put the thread in here, you put the needle in here, you push a button, and it threads your needle. How awesome would that be if it actually worked? Okay, so I got I have a big knot here. So again, through here, and we're going to go through here, and I am just going to pull these guys off of here because it clicks too much and gets in my way. There we go. So pull it all the way through for the knot. Don't let it slip. And then we're going to go right back through that same hole. We missed the book for the signature. Yeah, I know. Okay, that failed. Oh, my knot went through. Hey, what happened? Okay, so my knot, as big as that is, went right through my book, my signature. So go figure that. Isn't that, look how big it is. It went right through. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, I see what's happening. I'm not getting the knot in the same place. That's what's happening. And that's one of the problems with using, if I would have maybe made my holes a little smaller, then they probably would have worked just fine. But, you know, I am certainly having trouble with this. Suzanne's going to make this all look so simple, so you make sure you watch her video, because I'm certain that I am doing, look at this. Now I'm going to have, I'm certain she has this down pat, and she's not having the trouble I am. But hey, this is reality. This is my reality. Whether it's your reality or not, I don't know, but it is my reality. Okay, so that's like putting the cart before the horse. Tie the knot first, then thread the needle. That's the way to do it. I guess it doesn't matter as long as it gets done, right? Okay, shall we try this again? Okay, so we want the T for top. Want the T for top. There we go. Alrighty. And we're going to go right here. Yeah, right here. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Okay. In there nice and sturdy this time. Into this hole here. Okay. There we go. All right, and back through here. Back through here. Back through this one. There we go. And leave your loop. Put a needle in there. Do whatever you like to make sure that your loop stays where you want it. Don't pull too tight. Get your next stitch in. I'm going to go through here in the next hole. And we still, oops, not that hole. I want to stay in the same line. Now I might have lost my hoop. No, I still got it. Okay, I'm going to hold my loop. There we go. And we're just going to ever so gently get it in there. We'll make sure that we're getting everything. I shouldn't be doing that with my left hand, because my left hand is useless, to be honest. And what has happened here? Okay, so now we got to go back through this one, right? No, yeah, back through this one. I always want to forget that particular, but why is this now? Go back here and see what happens. Be in the right book. Be in the right signature here. Okay. I don't know. There we go. Okay, does that work? Yes, it does. Okay. Back. We have, okay. Go back through here. And back through this hole here. Okay. Don't poke your fingers. Nope. Yep. There we go. Okay. Pull it snug. This is where, why is that? Let's see if we do this, if we pull this a little snugger. There we go. I'm making a mess. I may have to start this one over again. What did I do or not do here? Oh, because there's a chain missing here. What did I do? This is really bad. Oh, because I went through the wrong one. Oh, now I got a mess. Yeah, that's what I did. Okay. Don't talk and try to do this at the same time. Would I make a habit of doing this type? Probably not. And why are you? So, oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, better. Okay, so what I didn't do last time was I didn't go, I'm guessing this is where I messed up. That's where I messed up. Yeah, okay. Back through here. Back through this hole. Or something is really wrong here. I don't know what it is. Go back through here. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay. Oh, through this one. Oh, look at that. That worked nice. And then through here. And then let's put a bead in here. Haven't forgotten. Back through this hole. You know, it's funny how something, they can either cause you so much grief or all of a sudden just start going, no worries. Right, there we go. And through here. Making sure not to catch your other stitch there. Let's do a gold one. And back through our same hole again, like so. And through here. Well, if you guys have hung out with me this whole time, thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are amazing. And if you haven't, well, I'm sorry. I know it was kind of frustrating. And if you're fast forwarding, blah, 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 here's what you're hearing. Okay. See, now I really like those beads in there. The more you get, the better it looks. But I'm going to stick with the 3 and 3 and do, oops. Don't, there we go. And we're on our last hole for this one. Come on. There we go. And through this hole. Yay! And then we're just going to slip it under. And through the loop, through the loop, and slip it under. Let's get rid of this pin that's going to be irritating me. And through the loop. And there we go. Okay, that kind of mucked up a bit. But we're just going to, I may add a little bit of glue on that. Okay, so we have one more to go. Otherwise, she's turning out kind of nice. I like that. Okay, so I got to split one more, and we did. That one was too short, so I am not using that one that's sitting there. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and more. These will become my do something else with threads. I'm going to be getting dry. I'm going to have a slip of my coffee. Oh, I'm surprised. It's a good thing I use a thermal cup on my desk, because I make coffee and then I get busy and I forget all about it. Okay, 1, 2. We need one more here. There's probably some handy dandy tool for yarn or floss splitting, isn't there? Go. Okay. Last one. And the only reason why I did 4 in this one, because it's a really thick or wide spine, and 2 it's too thick to sew through with just doing 2, and 3 signatures just wasn't enough. So we'll make a 4th one. Okay, let's do a notch here, shall we? There we go. That was an easy knot. Okay, so we're going to do our top and our top, like so. And 4th verse, the same as the first. Okay, so we got it sewn through there. And then we are going to pick up one of these. Are we going to pick it up easy peasy? No. That would really work very nicely if it did that. You could just stick your needle in there and not have to chase it across the room, across the table. Okay. So we have that in there. These beads would look very pretty if it was on a lacy background. Okay, yeah, don't split the thread. Get in through there. Here we go. Yipper. 2-hour video. An hour of threading and an hour of trying to get through that second hole. Okay. Alrighty, there we go. Okay, like that. Turned out nice. We could have a little more. I see that my thread here, my loop is, let's pull this down. Let's pull, oh, I see what's happened. It's gone through the, that's what happens when you go through your thread. Oh well, it is what it is. it is what it is. And we will fix that and edit. No, we won't. We will fix that somehow. Okay, so then we want to go through underneath this bead. Well, I see what it did there. We want to go, I don't want you that way, I want you this way. And now try to find, there we go. There we go. Don't do that. There we go. Just about pulled my thread out. And back through our same hole. And look through here. And you can see me trying to get through that. I'm trying not to get the thread. I'm trying to get that hole back through there. Isn't that funny how sometimes it just works just lickety-split and next time not so much. And anybody who does slow stitching or does this stitch all the time, they're going to go, oh my gosh. Okay, let's just settle it. Saddle, and get back into here. And you would think that it's because the book moves so much until we get our next, this next stitch usually settles it down. But I can't get it to go in here. There we go. And I'm through the thread. See what happens. It's okay. Whew. Okay, so through this one. So, anybody gonna try this? Not. It takes practice is what it does. And I've only done, oh, there we go, 2 with an actual binding. And the first one I did, I already put into another journal. I just made a little notebook to try it out. And so it's gone. But I did that one with wax thread, and I can honestly say I didn't really care for that too much either. But I found that with the wax thread, it didn't pull quite as snug, but you also did not split the thread, that's part of it. When you're going back through that hole, you don't want to split. You don't want to go through the thread. You just go through the hole, and that's part of the problem. I don't know. You might be seeing the top of my head. I don't know. If you are, I'm sorry. Oh, I may have to, well, I'm talking too much throughout this thing, unless I can edit out my voice and speed this up. Or just, you know, like it's, oh, don't do that. Don't want no knots here. We're on the finish line here. What is, I think that's part of the floss issue, isn't it? That likes to knot up. What did we put here? A gold one? Oh, let's put a dark one here. I don't know what you call them. Kind of like a bronze, a charcoal. Maybe, I don't know. Pewter, maybe. Pewter, maybe. There we go. See? Through this way. Mental note, if you are doing multiple, if you're doing this and you're doing multiple signatures, maybe start carrying it the opposite direction as to what you're going. If I would have gone this way through, I would have never had to worry about whether or not I hit these threads. And back through our same hole again. Well, come on now. I think too, if you don't get your holes perfectly lined up, that too might be where you run into a little bit of problems. And that might be my issue here. Let's do this silver one that's trying to escape me. That's not silver. I don't know what color that is. Through the same hole. Oh, missed the signature completely. There. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. Don't. Okay. Okay. Whew. Thought I was going to lose it again. Whew. One of my least favorite things to do is thread a needle. There we go. Go through. There we go. And let's do a copper here. Back through the same hole. We're going to come up. Last stitch. Woohoo! Oh my gosh, last stitch. Let's be difficult. There we go. There we go. There we go. And through here. I think it's twisting. Maybe if we do that, then it works easier. Well, there we go. That might be a help. And what do we got? We got silver. We need a gold. Do I have a gold here? Maybe not. Oh well. What's this one? I'm not going on the hunt for gold now. Where are you? Where are you? There we go. Okay. through here. And there we go. That worked out nicely. Woohoo! Okay, so everything looks good in here. Well, let's just take and go through the loop and tie it. And we're going to do it again through the loop. And oops, don't do that. Don't do that. Seriously, it did. Oh. Okay, well, it's snug and it's got a little thingy there. There we go. Okay. Whew, that was a job and a half, wasn't it? So, there's my little girl. I don't like that this one's so loose, but these ones did better. The first one is kind of loose, but that's okay. I don't mind that. And it works nicely, just like any other signatures would do, signature sewing in would do. And here is my one that was, this one was not as tricky to do as this one, even though I was working in the lace. This one was the most simplest as well. And honestly, I could have done the same thing with these beads in here, and that would have been beautiful too. Next time. So there we have it. There are my the chain link binding, chain stitch binding. So make sure you go over and see Suzanne's. And if you stayed with me the whole time, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for joining me. And I hope that I inspired you to try this one. Or at least this one. This one's easy peasy. Way easier to do it this way. All right. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.